Welcome to another month of playing video games. I am not only recording the games I played in February and telling you about that, but we're also using another new microphone for this video. I have a shotgun microphone up here out of frame. I wanted to try like a setup where I didn't have to have a microphone in my face, so if you hate it, that's fine. Just let me know in the comments. I'm gonna probably spruce it up a little bit to make it sound nice and pretty. But you will hear more of the room tone and probably anything that happens, like when I creak, you'll probably hear the chair and stuff a little bit more than in some of these other ones. So I'll see if I keep it around forever. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see what I decide to do. So back to the games I played in February. I actually ended up having 10 more games that I played. I know I said I'd probably have less than January. It ended up not being the case. I ended up playing a bunch of games in February. I ended up having a bunch of free time, at least more time than I thought I would. So there are a lot of games to talk about on this list. So why don't we get started? I thought I was going to talk a little bit more about this first game, but I think I'm going to gloss over it a little bit, mostly because I've already talked about it enough. Obviously, the game that I will be talking about right here is Palworld. Now, this will be the last time I talk about this video game. I mean, it has to be the last time I talk about it because I haven't played it since February, and it's now March 21st I'm recording this video, so yeah. I decided I wanted to put Palworld down and play some other games, but in reality, I think I had the most fun in Palworld once I got to the higher levels and I unlocked breeding and I started making my bases cooler and getting the actual like 3 bases unlocked. And some of my friends are getting back into the game now, especially with some of the stuff that they've been doing, so I might go back and play it eventually. Just for right now, I've put it down for a little while. I'm waiting for them to release this new boss that they just announced and maybe start doing more of the multiplayer stuff with the game. That might bring me back into the fold, but for right now at least, Palworld is definitely a game that I am hoping to go back and play more of as time moves on, but for now, it's on the back burner. You know, I didn't necessarily think that I would get through Palworld so fast, and I normally talk about these video games in chronological order, like when I played them, just the way, in the series that I played the games is usually how I talk about them, or at least how I wanted to talk about them, but I think at least this month specifically, will be a little bit different. February was kind of a month of cooperative games that I played with my girlfriend Carly. Back at the end of 2023, Carly and I played It Takes Two together for the first time, which was such a fun game. I'm actually working on my script for the review of that game right now with Carly. So that should be coming within the next probably a couple months. I don't know, my schedule is all over the place. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, but back to the review here. After we beat It Takes Two, we kind of spent a while researching and looking for games that would fit the bill, and we spent February playing a few of our choices, and some of them are definitely a lot better than others. The first game that we played was Moving Out, and while I think the game is really fun, it doesn't offer the same feelings as It Takes Two because I feel like it's more of an arcadey game versus It Takes Two, which is more of a 3D platformer style game. So Moving Out, it was fun. I enjoyed myself. I thought it was fun, but it was only really fun in like 1 hour like sessions. And you'll see that I'll talk about that a little bit more when it comes to some of the other games we played too, but specifically I felt that way with Moving Out. I think it's because it became kind of monotonous. It was this like, we would go and we would clear a house, and then we would go and we would clear a different house, and we would go and then we would clear a different house. Then we moved on to like these like office buildings, and then we moved on to space, and some of it was really fun. More or less, I think the beginning of the game was really fun, and as it went on, I think we kind of got tired of doing the same thing over and over again, but that's kind of how it is with every video game. It just felt more monotonous with this one specifically. The next game we played was Stardew Valley. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of farming simulators. It takes me a while to really get going in a game where all I'm doing is farming, and so When I tell you that Stardew Valley isn't my favorite game in the world, that's, you know, here nor there, but Stardew Valley ended up being Carly's favorite game probably ever. Carly's been a huge fan of the Harvest Moon series ever since she was a kid, and so I was like, hey, Stardew Valley has like a co-op section. I don't really like farming games. It might get me into the game a little bit more if we're working together, and we've actually been playing that game a bunch. We've taken a little break here as I've been working on some video stuff, but I actually think that as a farming game, it's pretty fun. And if you're looking for like a farming simulator that has fun quests, and it's not like I don't even know how to explain it since I haven't played multiple farming games, but I will say that if you're looking for a fun, really relaxing game to just vibe out and play, listen to some nice music, I would recommend Stardew Valley for the person who has a lot of time to kill and likes monotonous little tasks. I hate the fishing minigame. I hate the damn fishing minigame. And the last game we played was called River Tales. This is a game that's more in tune with the like It Takes Two style. One of us played as a fish and the other one played as a cat, and we had to work together and do different platforming challenges to make it through each level. And we're still playing that game right now. We play games kind of slowly because, you know, I play other things and Carly has homework, and, you know, it makes it hard to play all the time. But I would say out of the 3 games we did play this past month, or last month I should say now, that River Tales was definitely the most It Takes Two like. And while it was frustrating, or it is frustrating from time to time, if you're looking for a fun cooperative game, it was, at least at the time I'm recording this, in, I believe, early access, but it might be out now. I'm not 100% sure on those details, so don't quote me, but I really love that game. It's probably my favorite co-op game on this list. Personally, Carly would probably say Stardew Valley, but this is my video, so I will say what I please in this video. So that ends the co-op section of this video. I like all the games. If you're looking for something fun to play with your partner or a friend, those are great options. You can sit down. They're all couch co-op games. You don't have to have 2 consoles. You just need 1 console or your PC and 2 controllers, and you're set to play the game. So have fun, enjoy yourself, go play some fun games. I think the next thing on my list I want to get them to try is Portal 2, but I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen anytime soon. But you will know if we play it, because I'll probably put it in one of these videos. Alright, so now that we finished the section of the co-op games, I would like to move into talking about some of the solo games I played this last month, because I played more than I thought I would. The first game that I played and beat was actually Batman Arkham Asylum. Watched my games I played in January video, you would know that I started Batman Arkham Asylum last month, but I didn't end up continuously playing it, mostly because of a few other games like God of War Ragnarok and Spider-Man 2 and all the games that were like big heavy hitters that I got around Christmas time, that just took precedence over the games that I've had for a while in my backlog. So how do I feel about Batman Arkham Asylum? It's my first time playing the game. Do I think it was the most riveting game I've ever played in my life? Do I think it deserves all the accolades or all the awards it gets? I mean, I want to say yes, because I think it's a really fun game, but I also want to say no. But maybe that's because I've played games with a more refined version of the combat that Arkham Asylum created. And I think I'm going in with hindsight, because I've played games like Shadow of Mordor and the Insomniac Spider-Man games. I think I'm really excited to continue the storyline and move into Arkham City, and I don't want to say that I don't like Arkham Asylum, because I do think it's a really fun game. I love the setting, I love the plot points, I think the story is fun, and I think it's a really cool version of Batman, not Spider-Man, obviously, it's a Batman game. I'm excited to do my own review of that game, because I think I'll be able to deep dive into some of the mechanics and the stories a little bit more than I can here. But if you're looking for more superhero games, and by chance you're like me and you've never sank any time into the Arkham series, definitely give it a chance, especially if you're a fan of the Insomniac Spider-Man games. You don't want to just skip the Batman games because you're not a Batman fan. It is definitely worth it. You'll get your time and your money out of the games, and I wholly believe everyone should at least give it a chance. So please, go play Batman Arkham Asylum. It's a fun game, and that's all I have to say about it. If you want to know my real opinions, let me know that you want to see a review down in the comments, and maybe I'll make one soon. And I don't know when soon is either, because I've already got too many videos down the pipeline. So let's move on. Oh, I also want to say I didn't beat a lot of the games on this list this month. They were just games that I ended up playing, at least for short amounts of time. But Batman Arkham Asylum was one of the 2 games that I beat in February. So I did beat the whole game. All right, now we'll move on. The next game on the list that I did start playing was Need for Speed Unbound. So I've been a Need for Speed fan ever since I was a kid, and I kind of fell off around the time of Need for Speed. I think it was Payback or Need for Speed Heat. It was one of the ones that came out a couple years ago, and I played a lot of them moving, like just as I was getting older, but I just couldn't play them anymore. I ended up just like spending some time on the PlayStation Store, and I saw that Need for Speed Unbound was on sale, so I said, alright, fine. I'll give it a chance. I don't love the character designs, but I've been kind of looking for a racing game, and while I could play the Forza Horizon series on my Xbox, I think I want to dive into this newest Need for Speed game and really see what it has in store. And well, it's a Need for Speed game. It has racing, it has cool cars. I like the settings, pretty cool. You get to run away from cops. There's an interesting enough story. I mean, there's not a lot I can say about it besides the fact that it just feels like a Need for Speed game, and that's what I was looking for, so I do think it's cool. One of my main complaints though about the game is that it doesn't have like music from like anything but rap. I think that they partnered with Travis Scott, I think, for this game, and so he's like a big figurehead. He's on like the main title screen of the game and all this stuff, and there's a lot of rap music, and it's not really that big of a deal. I can listen to it while I race, but I kind of miss like the EDM and like the rock and some of the pop music that's played, or at least when they had like different radio stations or different things that you could choose from. I don't know, I guess I'm just nitpicking. I really do like the game. It's a fun arcade racing game. I kind of wish I had like one of the racing wheels, because I feel like that would be really fun to give a try. But if you're looking for a fun arcade game and you don't have an Xbox and you can't play Forza Horizon, then I would say that this newest Need for Speed game is pretty fun, especially if you haven't played a Need for Speed game in a long time like me. The next game that I played in February was actually a pretty new one, and that is Banisher's Ghosts of New Eden. Ghosts of New Eden is I think it's a AA game that kind of flew under my radar up until it released, and then I saw a Luke Stevens video on the game, and it just looked really interesting to me. Just the mechanics and the like the way that the map was laid out, and the story, and the fact that there was a branching narrative depending on your choices. I thought it was really cool at first, and now that I've been playing the game for a little while, and I've actually been taking a little break from playing the game because it's kind of taxing on my brain, is that it's more dialogue than it is actual like gameplay or fighting. You spend most of your time just trying to solve these ghost cases, and you walk around and you talk to the ghosts and you talk to the people that are a part of the hauntings, and then you do a little bit of like a quest line with them, and then at the end of the quest line you get to pick if you're going to banish the ghost, if you're going to lead the ghost onward and not banish them, or if you're going to get retribution on the humans and kill the humans. So I mean, that's how all of these mini sections are laid out, and I will say that the writing for these sections of the games are incredible, and I do like them, and it's really fun. But for someone who prides the games that they play more on the main story, I kind of feel like I'm doing a bunch of side work just so I can get to the point to where I can get to the main, you know, I don't feel like I have been moving forward in the game very much, and it just doesn't make me want to go back and play the game. It might just not be what I was hoping it would be, or it might just not be the game for me, but I do hope I can come back with a set of fresh eyes. If I do end up beating the game, I will make a little video on it and do a little review. If not, this is probably the only time I'll ever talk about the game. If you're looking for something that has choices, and the choices that you make will affect the ending of the game, then Banishers: Ghost of New Eden is going to be a great game for you. And I think that if you're looking for, actually, it's pretty fun content-wise too. The combat's fun, the switching between the two different characters that I won't spoil because the game is pretty new. So I've been trying to avoid spoilers because a lot of the games that I'll be playing on these lists are pretty old, or at least older. And that's a pretty fresh game, so I want to make sure that if you want to play it, that you actually have a chance to go play it before I spoil literally anything. So I think that if you are looking for a game that falls into the category of third-person action-adventure with some choices and fun gameplay and combat, Banishers: Ghost of New Eden is going to be great for you. There are some quality of life things that probably could have been added, but for a AA game, it looks and runs beautifully. Go play it. Go support the company that made it. At the top of my head, I don't know what their name is. I should probably look it up. Maybe I'll put it on the screen in front of my face right now. Go play the game. Alright, so now we have 3 games left, and I was going to go in chronological order, but I think I'm just going to talk a little bit about Jedi Survivor here. I really wanted to go back into Jedi Survivor and continue and complete the Bounty Hunter quest. I only did 1 session in February as I started working on the longer video and realized that it didn't really need to be in my video. I wanted to talk about the main narrative of the story anyways, so that video came out before this one, so if you're watching this and you hit this portion of the video, go watch that review, especially if you want to see my opinions on the game. But Jedi Survivor is one of my favorite games from 2023, and it's probably a game I'll be thinking about as time goes on, especially because of how much I love Star Wars. And maybe I will at one point go back and finish the Bounty Hunter quest line and get to see Boba Fett and is it Boba Fett? I think it's Boba Fett, yeah. I always get Boba Fett and Jango Fett confused. As a huge Star Wars fan, I just can't seem to keep them straight, and I don't know why. I just can't do it. But I really loved making that video, and it's my first step away from creature catching, so please, if you can go support that, I would love you forever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, we get to talk more about creature catching. So the next game that I played in February was actually Temtem. I talked a little bit about this game in my video for Palworld and how I never ended up buying and playing Temtem. Well, right after I released that video, Temtem went on sale in the Steam store, so I decided, alright, I'm gonna buy it. I don't have a lot of gameplay to go off of, and I think that some of the Temtem designs are really cool, and the way that you catch them, and the battle mechanics are fun, and it seems like an okay enough game. I haven't played it enough to really make a full decision on if I think it's going to be like an amazing game. But I will say from the hour or so that I've played back in February, which I haven't gone back to the game and played it at all. And maybe that should tell you that it's not a super gripping game. I mean, it doesn't have a crazy story. It reminds me of Pokemon a little bit, even though Pokemon I feel like has more, I have more of a drive to continue in Pokemon, but maybe that's nostalgia speaking. I don't know. I really like Temtem. I've been a fan of the development cycle and the game and everything that has to go with it. I just can never see to bring myself to play the game, even though it is really fun. So if you're looking for something more in line with Pokemon and not like Palworld with the survival aspect, you're looking for just creature catching and route exploration and gym fights and that kind of stuff, then Temtem's going to be the game for you. And honestly, I think that you should at least give it a chance just to see what's happening and just to give yourself a step away from Pokemon, especially if you're a huge Pokemon fan. Temtem will probably be right up your alley, and at least from a gameplay perspective and a creature catching and collection aspect. The final game I played in February was A Short Hike. A short hike is exactly what you would think it would be. It's a short game about you hiking up a mountain just to get cell service so that you can give your mom a phone call. Or I think wait for your mom to give you a phone call. One of those two things. Honestly, I spent February kind of moving really quickly. I mean, I was trying to work on all these video game reviews. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do on YouTube, and I was really pushing myself and going at like breakneck speeds, and it was catching up with me at the end of the month, especially with my work stuff, because I have a full-time job on top of wanting to make these videos and trying to just balance life and personal life and work life, and it was becoming a lot. And so I was gonna save a short hike for March because I wanted to start the month off with a nice relaxing game, but I decided on, I think like the last day or the 27th or 28th or 29th of February, I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play a short hike. I'm gonna finally sit down and play this game. I heard it only took about an hour to get through, and I mean they're right. It really, if you have enough golden feathers and you do enough of the side quests, like it really is a fast game to get through. But it also felt like a long journey to me, kind of. It's weird as that is. I took a lot of time exploring the lower parts of the island, running around, seeing what I could find, playing different mini games, and meeting different people who live on the island, and just having conversations and helping them out with their daily lives, and learning how to fish, and joining a race, and doing all these like little minute kind of dumb tasks that honestly were so freaking fun. Like I can't even explain to you why, like flying around a little tiny open world as a, I mean our character looks like a penguin in this like super pixely world. I had a blast, and the music is wonderful. I played my favorite track earlier for you. It's the one where you're in like the little wooded area and the people are running around and you have to help the one person find their sweatband to go around their head. But going up to the top and making your way up to the top of the actual like mountain, and then calling your mom and then talking to her and finding out that she was in surgery and all this stuff, and just like how the game ends is so beautiful. And if you haven't played it, it's more about the journey than it is the story. So it's on Game Pass for free, I believe. So if you're looking for like a very quick, very relaxing game to play, a short hike is absolutely something that you should put on your list and just vibe out one day, get a snack, sit back on the couch or the chair, and just play. Just play your heart out. Just explore the whole island, have some fun, meet all the different the villagers. I guess I'll call them villagers. I vote that if you're looking for one of these games on this list to play right now, a short hike is going to be the one for you. It's definitely my favorite game I played in February, and Resputin definitely put me on this game, and I'm so glad that he did because it's wonderful. And those are the games I played in February. Right now, as of March 21st, I only have one game that I played in March. So next month, it might be a very short video. It probably won't be. I'll probably play at least one or two more things just to fill out the space a little bit. Plus, I have a couple more games I want to play, so who knows? I don't really know exactly what I'm going to be doing, but we'll see. At the time of recording this video, I also don't know what I'll be putting out next on the channel either. I kind of have the Star Wars video planned for a long time, so when I released my January games video, I kind of knew that Star Wars was going to be next, but currently at least I have Tears of the Kingdom, Legends Arceus, I have a Pokemon X and Y thing I'm kind of working on. There's a lot of stuff down the pipeline, especially like Hogwarts Legacy, Spider-Man Remastered, Spider-Man 2. I played a lot of games over the last couple of months, obviously, as you can tell. Batman Arkham Asylum has joined the list. I've got God of War Ragnarok, Kena Bridge of Spirits. So many things I could sit down and make reviews on. So make sure you also subscribing to the channel, hit like on this video, make sure you are checking out the community posts, as I'm going to do different polls over there so you can at least check out what games I might be reviewing next, or you can give a vote to the games I'm going to play next, and all of those fun little details. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate the love. If you did enjoy the games I played in February, make sure you let me know what games you think I should be playing in the upcoming months. And who knows, maybe you'll see the game that you recommended in one of these videos to come. Have a wonderful rest of your day, Bye.